Hello witches and warlocks, and welcome back to my channel. Nice to see you again. So today's video is all about my witchy stuff. So it's going to be a show and tell of my witchy stuff that I have in my box, in my drawers, like the sort of stuff that I use daily and have collected over the years. So I thought it might be interesting to see what it is that I actually have collected over the time. And also I've seen some people do this video, and it was quite nice to see people's witchy materials and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to start off by showing you the first thing. It's actually the main thing, is this my box I tend to keep all my stuff in, really. I got this box back when I was about 14 or 15, I do believe. It's quite old, this box, and to be honest with you, the moment I saw it, I just fell in love with it, really, because if you can see, it's got crystals and stones all over it. Like the whole box is crystals and stones. You couldn't get any more witchy, really, than this box. I've had this box forever, and it just literally unpops and flattens out, and that's how I found it. It's been that long now, I can't remember where I found it, where it was that I saw it. It's probably a shop that's not even around anymore. It's that long ago. So I found this and loved it instantly, and thought, that's what I want to keep all of my stuff in. And I used to keep like candles and stuff like that in here. I don't anymore. I keep my candles separate in a drawer. So I will show you some of the candles that I've got on my altar. I will be doing a video as well on my altar and what's on there and what I'm using at the moment. But obviously, as you've seen, if you haven't seen my previous videos, you won't know that I'm actually a witch that has been going for a very, very long time. I've been a witch and warlock and pagan Wiccan since I was 14, and I've only started practicing recently, because I trained and read books and have been following the pagan path for a very, 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 very long time. I just have never really practiced that much. So I've started using and practicing recently. So this is all new to me, to practice the craft. I did a few spells when I was younger, but that's about it, really. So yeah, so I've started collecting and have collected stuff throughout the years. So let's open this little box and see what's inside. This like my own little personal unboxing. So yeah, so let's take the lid off. So some of the stuff you may have already seen in some of my previous videos, or in one of my previous videos where I unboxed some stuff. So yeah, I have put some of that in here and haven't used it just yet. So the first one, obviously you would have seen this. This was a little bag that I got in my witch's casket. We've got a new video from the witch's casket coming up very shortly. So watch out for that one. So we'll see what we got in that little box. So yeah, so I've got that little baggie. These, when I was younger, I say younger, I probably was in my, I was probably about 19, 20 maybe, maybe a little bit younger, 18. I went online when you could go online back then. Started to go online, it's quite long ago. Some of you kids don't even know what the time was like when there was no internet. And there was a time when there was no internet, trust me. There was no Googling, there was no Wi-Fi, there was nothing like that. It was literally, I mean, there wasn't even mobile phones. We're going that far back. So yeah, so this was what stuff I used to go online when I finally got online, when I first got my first computer and you could go on to websites. And I used to go onto a pagan witchcraft website that was huge, and they used to do what they called a spell a day. They still do to this day, actually. If you have a look online, they do a spell a day. And I used to collect all of them and print them off. Every single spell I could find, because I just thought that eventually one day I might have my very own Book of Shadows that I could put these in, and that's exactly what I did for a little while. So yeah, so they're just loads and loads and loads of spells. Now you recently see my last videos was my Book of Shadows. Now I've just recently done a new Book of Shadows, which I made myself, and I got some new end pages, and I found these bigger than A4, about A3 I think they were, A3 pages, and I cut them down to A4. But before that, when I first attempted my Book of Shadows and made it from scratch, it didn't turn out very well. I found these, which is exactly the same. They're even done by the same company that do the big ones. These were just small ones like that. So I kept them because I thought when I do my Book of Shadows, I could use them as scrap and back pages, and you know, just the back stuff, just a little bit of extra texture into my Book of Shadows. I always like to keep little things like that. Okay, this next thing was the first spell I ever bought and never used. I know it's weird, but it didn't come in this baggie. It came in its own little bag. But over the years I lost that, I guess, and these became separate. And I recently just bought some of these and put this spell in there. So inside is a parchment with the spell and how you do the spell and all the stuff you need. And inside here we got prosperity, because it's a prosperity and success spell. And inside is prosperity herb and an prosperity and success oil, and a little green baggie that you put it all in, and then you follow the instructions, and it brings you money in and success and wealth. But I've never done it, so you never know. Could be something I might do soon and put into my Book of Shadows, because the prosperity spell right now would be quite good. The next thing you'll see, you probably would have already seen, was in my unboxing of the Witch's Casket, is this little card done by Tea Cake Arts, throwing it all over the place. And I haven't quite decided what I want to do with these yet. Again, I put them in here because potentially I might put it in my Book of Shadows. So yeah, so the next thing is a little parchment. Again, this is from my Witch Casket. And this is just telling you about magical ways to connect with nature. You can see my unboxing, it's my first one on there. This is a little black baggie that some tiles came in my Witch Casket, so I kept this little baggie because you never know when you might need a little baggie like that. This little baggie was a gift, actually. This was a gift from a friend who went to Glastonbury, and they were on their honeymoon, I do believe, and I was taking care of their dogs while they were on their honeymoon, and they brought me back a present. So they brought me back a little pendulum like this. Yeah, it's a cute little pendulum. And I've not used it because I haven't used any pendulums yet. But it's something that would be nice to do. And I've also put inside with the pendulum a little quartz crystal that I bought many years ago. One of my first crystals, actually, pretty much was my first crystal, I do believe, that I ever bought. Yeah, so that's what's in there. And I keep those together because I feel like the quartz will help the crystal have good properties. The next thing was something else I got from the Witch casket, which you would have seen if you watch my little unboxing, and I will be doing a lot of unboxings because I subscribed, so they're coming. Inside here is a little stone, and it's called a shirt, I do believe, shirt stone. I think that's what they called it, if I remember rightly. I couldn't think of the name and I couldn't pronounce it then, and probably can't. Yeah, I'd say it's shirt stone, spelled S-H-E-R-T, shirt stone. It's green. It's like a mint green, like a with a little bit of flecks of a little bit of flecks of brown in there as well. So it's almost like one of those chocolate, mint covered chocolate type things. Yeah, so that's cool. A little shirt stone, my first official crystal from Witch casket. I have these little charcoal discs. Now I do believe the success spell is what they're for. I haven't read the success spell, but if I remember rightly, I've never had incense that you burn on charcoal. I've never bought incense like that, so they're a bit old now. They've been in this bag for a very long time. Some are broken, but yeah, I've never used incense like that, so I've only ever used incense sticks. So that must be part of the spell. Maybe I have to burn the herbs as an incense, maybe when I do the spell. I'll find out. Okay, next thing in here is a little box. This was actually a box that a crystal came in, and it weren't like a normal crystal. It was just like a prism, I guess. A prism, you know, where you get the little rainbow flecks that go through it when the light hits it. It was a hanging crystal, and it's actually in my bedroom, hanging up in the window, so when the light hits it, it reflects around the room and little rainbows appear, and it came in this box. So I kept the box. I thought it was quite sweet. Okay, next thing was a pen. Again, I got from the Witch's casket, and it was a nature-based one, so it says grow through what you go through. Quite fitting for me, really, because I go through quite a lot. Okay, so next in here we have Dove's Blood. So yeah, Dove's Blood ink this is. Now, this was actually from a friend I had many years ago. Talking very many years ago. This actually came from America. He bought it when he was in America, and when we worked together, he was into witchcraft as well and paganism, and I didn't know, and then we found out that we both were, and it was quite cool. And when he left, where we were working, he gave me all his stuff, and this is all that's left from that stuff that he got me, or gave me. So he gave me all the whole box of witchcraft stuff that he had with him, because he didn't want to take it back with him. So yeah, this is what's left. I honestly don't know what you use it for, but I'm assuming it's to write stuff down. Okay, the next thing is another pendulum, and this one is a very nice one because it's, I do believe, a quartz, but I think it might be a rose quartz, possibly. It's very nice. It's a lovely little pendulum, and it's got a little thing at the top there, a little stone as well. But yeah, I think it's a rose quartz, possibly. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a fantastic little pendulum. One of my favourites, and it's like a purple colour, and it might be a violet quartz, I don't know. I'm not really big on crystals yet, so I don't really know. But I put it in this little purple baggie, thing that I had, which actually I've got quite a few little baggies. I got a little pinky one there, and I got these from I do believe like a craft shop, I guess. Yeah, they were just little craft things that came with a craft set that I got. Okay, the next thing I got is when I was doing my book the first time, I got a load of string. Came in a pack. It was 2 green and a natural coloured one. And if you saw my Book of Shadows tutorials, you'll see that I used the string in that tutorial. So they were the other ones that came with a pack that were £1, by the way, from the pound shop. If you live in the UK, you can get them from the pound shop. They're £1, come as a pack of 3. Okay, right. Next thing is I started collecting herbs when I was younger, and I had quite a few at one point. And then as I've moved house and moved to different places, and I've taken this box everywhere, some got damaged, some got broken, and they, you know, some just old, and I decided that I would start fresh. So I did. So the first one is in here. It's cinnamon. Quite good in spellcraft. Used quite a lot. Now this was I've put bark because it's bark from the tree. And the reason I kept this, and people are going to be like, why are you keeping bark from a tree? One, all trees have different magical elements to them. Different types of trees have different types of magics. And I actually got this from a branch that fell off a tree, and I found in the middle of nowhere. And it wasn't really a place where you'd find a branch from a tree. It sort of found its way almost to the road and to a place where you wouldn't think, oh, there should be a branch there. And it came from a forest that was just down where I work. And if you watch my second video, you'll see where I work and see the forest that I have to go through every day. And yeah, this bark is from the branch that made my wand, because I made my wand myself. So you'll see that in a later video. But yeah, this is the bark from my wand, because I didn't want to chuck it. When I took the bark off my wand, I thought I'd use it, because it has a lot of magical elements to it for me, because it means quite a lot. It came from my wand. So this came in my witch casket, and because it was a nature-based box that month, it came with mugwort. So it was my first herb that they sent me. And it's a good little start, because now I'm learning about mugwort and what its properties are and how it works. Another popular one, star anise. It's a great little herb for cooking and also for using in spell work. And the star is a great little representation, because I do believe the star anise has 5 stars points on it. 1, 2, yeah, 5. So again, like the pentacle, it's very good. Cloves. Oh, I love the smell of cloves. Great for making oil out of. If you want to make a tincture, cloves are a good thing, because if you ever have a toothache, cloves are the best thing for toothache. It will numb the pain for a toothache. If your gum hurts or something like that, and you're in real bad pain from your tooth, cloves are the best, because you get clove oil to put on your tooth for a toothache. If you can make your own, save you a fortune. So yeah, clove oil. I plan on doing it, because I'm getting on, and even though my teeth are in quite good condition, chances are that later on they won't be as they get older. So toothaches possibly could be on the horizon. Let's hope not. Touch wood, they don't. So I've got some more bottles here. I don't particularly like the style of bottles, but they were what I had available at the time. So that's what I used. And I have some more. So these are all empty. These are what I plan on using to put more herbs in for my spellcraft. This little bottle I thought was the most coolest little bottle I've ever seen in my life. When I saw it, I just thought it reminded me of what they used to use in Charmed to put their spells in, their potions to vanquish demons and stuff. I thought it was quite cool, but obviously in real life I will find a use for it. I don't know what. Maybe if, for instance, I do make a tincture, like for instance clove oil or something like that, to be a perfect little bottle to put it in, to take away with me somewhere in case I ever get a toothache or whatever. And last but not least in this box are these. I picked these up. All of these came in a pack, and I have used one for that spell you saw. These all came, one pack, £1 in the pound shop. They still do them. I do believe this is the only colour I could find in these, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I found these and I thought they're perfect for spell bags, or you know, putting crystals in, candles in, whatever you fancy, but you always need a good little spell bag. So I've got myself quite a few to last me a while. So yeah, that's what was in that box. So this box I've had for many years, since the start of my journey of my spellcraft, and obviously paganism. So I've had that since 15. So the start of when I started witchcraft. Okay, so let's put the lid on that. Right, put that to one side. The next thing is this. Hopefully you can see it. I'll move it a bit closer. There we go. It's a necklace, and it has the 5 elements, which, as we know, is earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. And I wear that on a lot of occasions. So yeah, enjoy that. It's a nice little amulet, I like to say. Right, the next thing we have in my little spell boxes and equipment, shall we say, and trinkets. You've seen these in my other unboxing. Oh, they smell so great. This is what reminded me of going into my first ever occult shop. It was this smell that I smelled the moment I walked in, and the moment I smell this smell, I don't even know what smell it is, but it says natural incense, wood spice. But as soon as I smell that, it takes me back to the first time I ever went into an occult shop. Incense. Here's all my incense. This is sandalwood. 30 sticks. I got in the pound shop for £1. I have so much incense, it's ridiculous. Again, they were in there. I saw this one, patchouli. Now, patchouli was one of the herbs that, ooh, it smells amazing. One of the herbs that I saw on a list of herbs that was in my nature-based witchcraft box. And patchouli, I thought, if I use it as a herb, then using it as an incense will be just as good. And again, I got more into it. This is sandalwood. Can't get enough sandalwoods. I do believe that's quite similar to the first one. Same sort of smell. But this came with an incense burner as well. A wooden one. So that was quite handy, and that was £1 as well. In fact, all these incenses were £1, apart from the first one, which came in a subscription box. This one, these all incense, and there's 6 packs. There's 6 in each pack, and there's 8 packs altogether. So there's 6 incense sticks in each pack, and there's 8 packs. It might be actually no. No, sorry, apologise. 6 packs, 8 incense sticks inside. Get myself all confused. So we've got spring blossom, lotus flower, mountain lily, oriental jasmine, rose petal, which is always a great one for if you're ever going to do anything to do with love spells or anything like that, and lavender field. So they're nice little floral ones. Then I have, again, this came with an incense holder, and this was a French vanilla. Vanilla's a lovely smell. I'm not sure what you would use vanilla for as in the witchy world, but I'm sure you could. I haven't looked up yet, but I'm sure vanilla is a good little incense to use. And it smells amazing. 60 in that pack. 60 incense sticks for £1. Okay, next one was this one. I've actually already used this one. It's because I've only got 5 packs left. But yeah, these ones are the fruity ones that I found. These same place I got them from, and they were £1. And it came with green apple, juicy blueberry, fresh strawberry, juicy cherry. Love the smell of juicy cherry, and orange. I can't remember what the other one was. I think it might have been raspberry, but I've used them all, whatever they were. I think it was raspberry, possibly. So yeah, so that's the incense, and the reason I brought them into the video is because I wanted to move them into here, because I'm going to start storing them around my altar, so that I can get to them when I need them. Rather than keep them in a drawer in my bedroom, they can be out here on display, so I can pick them up when I need to. The next thing is behind me. In my videos, you'll see it all the time. It's a little Buddha of some sort. When I was in Thailand, I saw the leaning Buddha, where it's laid on its side, and it's quite popular. It's very similar to that. I don't actually know. I think it's a Buddha. Looks very much like the Buddha, and not the traditional Buddha you see with the big belly. This is like a different type of Thailand Buddha. But yeah, this was actually a gift from a friend of mine called Mandy C, who's also on YouTube. Check out her channel. She's amazing. She's a great little witch. She does everything. She sings, she teaches tarot, she teaches everything. She's doing a massive, big, major classes at the moment. You can be one of her patrons or Patreons, and you can get a class from her, and she teaches quite a few different things like meditation and all that sort of stuff. So great little witch. So check her out, Mandy C. But yeah, she actually gifted this to me. So, and it's quite a little cute little thing, really. So I don't use it on my altar, but I do actually use it around the house. Holds a little tea light. So yeah, so that stays around by my altar and my bookshelf. Yeah, so. And I think we've only got one more thing to show you, and I'm going to go and show you them now. I'm just going to grab them. Sorry about that. As you can tell, my videos are completely and utterly like raw video, they don't get edited. So when you see the video online, not a single edit. I don't edit my videos at all. So right, but this is the last thing I wanted to show you, which was this. It's a candlestick holder. I have 3 others, all matching. And when I first started the craft, these were in the first occult shop I went to. I got these, 4 of these, and I got a set of 3 candle holders, 2 of which I use on my altar, that are black, and you'll see them later. And I have 1 other spare one, and I don't use that one so much. I haven't decided where I want to put it yet, but I'm sure I will. But these all come in silver. They all look the same, identical. And when I first started, I wanted to use them for cooling the corners. So having a candle, when you make a circle for your spellcraft and your little altar work and your spells and all that sort of stuff. I wanted to create a circle, so I bought 4 of these so that I could have 4 candles around the room at each area of north, east, south and west to create the circle for my rituals. And yeah, these are the ones I got, and I did once or twice I used them, and I had the big thick candles, the altar candles. You can get the massive ones, they're really thick, and I don't actually know what happened to those. I still to this day can't remember where I put them, but because trust me, I think I burnt them twice, and they last for days. But I have decided to do something completely different with these. I want to make them into my candles for my circle, and also my cooling the corners. So each of these are going to have a different design. I'm going to do it myself, and they're going to be sprayed different colours to match the elements, because I thought that would be quite cool to have them for earth, air, fire and water. And yeah, so I'm going to use these and spray them in the appropriate colours for each element and put a design on them. I haven't quite decided. Maybe put some jewels on them or something to represent what they are. So like for instance, if this was for water, I might put some shells, stick some shells along the bottom or on the top, or just make it a little bit more like the ocean, and then spray it blue to represent. I just thought it'd be quite cool, because I've got 4 on it, and I mean they're cool as they are. I mean the silver's nice, don't get me wrong. I'm just a little bit more tackier than that, and I like the representation to show full in your face what it is. And I'm into crafting now, so I like to make my own tools, which you'll find out all about later on. So that was my witchy haul, I guess, of my life, of things I've collected over the years, and that's just my little bits and bobs, the things I use in my rituals or will be using in my rituals, things that I've collected over the years, went to my Book of Shadows. So that is just a small entity of what I have, and I will be showing you some other stuff like my altar. You'll see that as well. You can just see behind me in my bookshelf. I will be going through all my witchy books as well, and also showing you some of my tarot. All these things are to come, and obviously I will have some more unboxings. We'll have loads and loads of stuff to do. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed looking at my little trinkets that I've collected over the years, and we will see what's coming next. So check out my other videos. If you want to make your own Book of Shadows, I've got a whole tutorial on making your own Book of Shadows from scratch. There's 7 videos in total. They're about half an hour long. So take a look at them. They'll teach you from start to finish of how to make your own book of shadows. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos if you want to see some more. But for me, Mikey, you be you, and blessed be.